Good morning, greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 31 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, or prescription drugs, we are your go-to source for all things health and nutrition. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about a health challenge you or a loved one may be dealing with, or formulations, ingredients, nutritional supplementation, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you, 844-236-6010. Also, if you have a success story you'd like to share, just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on the program, or even better, if you want to sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program, head to my websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team for a one-time $25 fee. If you just want to get your products at the wholesale price for a one-time $25 fee, you can be a wholesale distributor of longevity products. Call 866-735-2470 for more info, or head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And also would like to remind you that please check out our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com, our Truth Retinol 5% gel. If you're dealing with acne blemishes or want to prevent acne blemishes, if you want an exfoliating aid, if you want to drive vitamin A, and vitamin A is the most important, along with vitamin C, are the two most important topical skincare ingredients. And your retinol, our Retinol Truth 5% gel is made with both vitamin C and lots of vitamin A, never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, surfactants, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Treatment products. And they are all up at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. We are talking fluoride. We've been talking fluoride for a few weeks now. Fluoride is a halogen. It's one of the powerful element, it is the most powerful element in a way. It's the most powerful element on the periodic table. It's the most electronegative, as they say. That simply means it's got the most pulling power. Electronegativity means it pulls. It pulls lots of things. The pulling power of fluoride disrupts chemistry, disrupts molecules. Not good. The pitch is it's good because it prevents cavities. This is the drug model. Forget the mechanism, how it does it. It's going to prevent cavities. Okay, so say it prevents cavities. But the problem is this pulling power that allows it to prevent cavities destroys chemistry. So yeah, you may, and it's in dispute. No, it's not 100% certain that it's going to reduce cavities. But let's say it does reduce cavities. You can't do it without having a cost to the rest of the biochemistry of the body. That's how a drug works. That's the stupidity of the drug model. Yes, you may be able to do certain things like lower your blood pressure or lower your cholesterol, but you can't do it unless you destroy the chemistry of the body. Interfere with the chemistry of the body, whatever term you want to use. So the pitch is it's going to help you with your teeth. That's the way it was. Edward Bernays, the guy who wrote Propaganda. He wasn't a really bad guy, probably. They didn't really understand a lot of stuff back then. And for Edward Bernays to come out and say, hey, there's this way we can get people to do things, that wasn't considered to, in and of itself, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You've got to kind of influence large numbers of people if you're going to have a country and a government and a system and a society and a civilization. But it got twisted. It got twisted into, because we live in this commodity world where everything gets sold and profit is the god. So it got twisted and it got manipulated, and now we've got a situation where we're led to believe that things are good for us, that they're not good for us, and we got to do things that we just to help pad people's pockets, even if it's not in our interest. I mean, this whole idea of engineering consent is destroying our civilization, basically. So Edward Bernays came out with the idea of engineering consent, getting people to agree to put fluoride in the water. So they did. According to the Center for Disease Control, this is a quote, the prevalence of dental caries in a population, that's cavities, is not inversely related to the concentration of fluoride in the enamel. What does that mean? That means it has nothing to do with each other. That means you could put all the fluoride you want in the water, and it's not going to change. It's not going to have a necessarily improve cavities, prevention of cavities. They go on to say a higher concentration of enamel fluoride is not necessarily more efficacious in preventing dental caries, unquote. That's the Center for Disease Control. So no, we don't even know for sure if this stuff is going to help you with your teeth. And we're talking about a drug. We're talking about a prescription drug. Prescription drugs come with side effects. They call them side effects. They're direct effects of drugging the body. We're literally medicating the public. We're medicating ourselves. We're being medicated with fluoride in the water for our own best interest, for our teeth, of course. And there's a whole thing about the neurology of it, fluoride being a dumbing agent. So not only do you have to deal with the toxicity, now you especially have to deal with the mental health and the psychological. That's really where, there's several places where fluoride toxicity is especially egregious. Fluoride is going to affect every cell of the body. It's not going to be good for anything. But there's a couple of parts of the body that are especially sensitive to the effects of fluoride. If you look at the package insert that the drug companies provide with their medication, you're going to see that one of the major side effects of fluoride medication, of sodium fluoride, remember it's a drug, you go to get a prescription for it, your doctor writes a prescription for sodium fluoride, 2.2 milligrams, you take it to your pharmacist, he goes in the back, just like any other pill, same stuff that's in the water, he has a little bottle of pills, dumps it into his little counting tray, gives you your month's supply of sodium fluoride, 2.2 milligrams. You read the package insert, which you should if you're getting a prescription drug, and now it's all online, of course. You'll see that one of the major side effects of sodium fluoride is gastric distress and ulceration, ulcers, messed up digestive system. According to the package insert, this is a quote. Sodium fluoride should not be used in patients with gastric problems, unquote. Why? Because it messes up the gut. And so then the question has to be, how much unexplained gastric health issues, including irritable bowel syndrome, no known cause, according to doctors, ulcerative colitis, no known cause, according to doctors, chronic nausea and vomiting. A lot of times kids will get the cyclic vomiting syndrome where they're chronically vomiting and chronically sick. How much of this is the result of excess ingestion of fluoridated water, fluoridated drinking water? Now, in addition to the fluoride in the tap water, now people are buying fluoride in gallon jugs made by Dannon and other companies. You go to Walgreens, you get a gallon jug of nursery water, fluoridated water. A gallon of fluoridated water has about 3 fluoride pills in it. So that in that gallon of water, you get 3 days worth of medicine, of drug medicine, sodium fluoride medicine. And of course, that doesn't include the fluoride from food. Pretty much everything we eat at some point has contacted tap water and fluoride. So there's no way for anyone to know how much fluoride they're ingesting. It's just impossible. You can just assume it's a lot. And for most of us, over the course of time, over the course of years, decades, over the course of a lifetime, you're going to have a drug level of fluoride in your tissues, saturating your tissues. Same amount of, just from drinking tap water and eating fluoride in the foods, same amount as if you were taking a prescription drug every day of your life. There is no way anyone can say that stuff is not going to be impacting our biochemistry and ultimately our health, especially when it comes to the gut and especially when it comes to the brain and the neurological system, the central nervous system. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive pages at benfuchsarchives.com, also brightsideben.com. Search engines are up on both benfuchsarchives.com and brightsideben.com if you miss a program or want to review a program. You can also purchase longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com, and our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com, Truth Retinol 5% Gel, Truth Transdermal C Serum, voted one of the top 150 products in the world by Harper's Bazaar magazine, Truth Transdermal C Serum, and our Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream. They're all at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. We have free shipping for the month of December. So, fluoride, drug, water, not a good thing. Does it help you with your teeth? They say it does. I'm not so sure. Nobody really knows for sure. Maybe yes, maybe no. Could go either way. What's for sure, it's a drug, especially for the digestive system, which is especially toxic to the digestive system and the neurological system. This is a drug we're talking about that is so toxic you need a prescription for it. You got to have a prescription for it. Yet for every quart of water you're drinking, you're getting close to a fluoride pill. Every time you drink 4 glasses of water, you get a fluoride pill. Close to it, depending on how much is in your water. There's no way anyone can tell me that this is not related. I'm not saying causal. I'm not saying it's the cause, although it could be. But at least it's related to digestive issues, bone and joint problems. Fluoride is also especially toxic to bones and joints, ironically, because they tell you it's supposed to make your calcium stronger. That is not true. Fluorosis, which is the major side effect, or the most obvious side effect of fluoride toxicity, is weakening of the teeth and the bones, dental and skeletal fluorosis. There's also a condition called fluoroderma, which is this terrible skin rash, and also acne, like lesions that show up in your mouth, around your mouth and around the sides of your jaw with no known causes. It's called fluoroderma, or how bromine can cause it. We talked about bromine too. Bromine does it also. All the halogens can cause this weird kind of skin reaction. How many people have weird skin reactions and they don't know what's causing it? It could easily be caused by, or at least a contributing factor. It could be fluoride in the water. Fluoride is known to exacerbate rheumatoid arthritis. Has anybody ever gone to a doctor, an immunologist or whatever, somebody for a rheumatologist for their arthritis, and the doctor said, well, I think you should stop drinking your fluoridated water? Has any rheumatoid doctor ever told their patient that? Well, by the drug manufacturer's own admission, rheumatoid arthritis can be exacerbated by fluoride. That's right on the package insert. How about autism? Autism is a gut problem. Autism is a digestive problem. That's a powerful piece of information right there. I talked to a gal yesterday. She actually wrote a book about this idea. She heard me on Alex Jones. She may be listening right now. She heard me on Alex Jones a few years ago, and then she started listening to this program. Her kid had autism, so she started applying some of these ideas, and she actually wrote a book about it. How she I don't want to say cured, but she dramatically improved her son's autistic condition by working with leaky gut, working with digestive health issues. Autism is a gut problem. Let's be very clear about that. It's also a brain problem, but it's a gut-brain problem because there's this thing called the gut-brain axis. The gut and the brain are connected. The gut is talking to the brain. The gut is a type of brain. It's our second brain. It's actually called the second brain in a book by, I forgot the guy's name, but it's called The Second Brain. It's all about the gut nervous system, and the gut nervous system talks to the central nervous system. It's called the gut-brain axis, and fluoride has a well-known negative effect on both. It destroys the microbiome, it messes up the digestive tract, specifically the intestine, and it throws off glands in the brain, the pineal gland specifically, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. It's associated with dementia and neurological disorders. Has anyone noticed? I mean, clearly the rates of autism have increased since fluoridation began. I mean, rates of autism when fluoridation began in the 40s, the rates of autism have just exploded, thousands of percent the increases in autism. Since I'm not saying fluoride causes autism, but it could certainly be contributory. It can certainly be a contributing factor. I know there's a lot of alternative health practitioners that know about the gut-brain axis. There's a lot of alternative health practitioners, chiropractors, and naturopaths who understand that if your child is dealing with an autistic disorder, autistic spectrum disorder, because it occurs on a spectrum, it's not just one thing. There's a lot of chiropractors and a lot of naturopaths will tell you, work with laying off gluten. If you have a child with autism, get a book called The Gut and Psychology Syndrome by Dr. Natasha Campbell. Dr. Natasha Kinsky Campbell is her name. It's a great book and talks all about this gut-brain axis as it regards autism. And there's a lot of alternative practitioners that know that if your child is autistic, you may want to consider laying off gluten. You may want to consider laying off dairy. You may want to consider laying off eggs. You may want to consider repopulating the gut. You may want to consider any health strategy for improving your child's digestive health, putting on more fiber. There's a lot of naturopaths that understand this, but how many times have you heard somebody say, don't drink the tap water? The fluoride in the tap water will wreak havoc on the gut as well as affect the brain, and maybe that's a huge problem when it comes to autistic disorder, autistic spectrum disorder. If you have a child who's got autism, you might want to consider going distilled. I'm not saying this is a cause of autism, but it could certainly be a contributing factor to the biochemistry that goes awry when there's any kind of brain health issue or any kind of gut health issue. Autism, schizophrenia, psychosis, ALS, maybe if fluoride in the water is a big factor when it comes to ALS. We don't know. Dementia, depression. All of these mental health issues that involve the organic nature, the chemistry nature, the flesh nature of the body, that is the brain and the digestive tract, you've got to believe that there's at least a little bit of fluoride involved. Fluoride is at least a little bit involved. Even colon cancer. Colon cancer rates are going through the roof too, like other digestive health issues. Colon cancer can be related, at least partially, to fluoride ingestion. There's not a lot of research that links fluoride directly to cancer of the colon. But according to the National Toxicology Program research guideline, which was published in 1990, there is some, this is a quote, equivocal, unquote, evidence of bone cancer causing potential of fluoridated water in male rats. So it can cause bone cancer. Fluoride is not good stuff, period. Whether it's good for your teeth or not is secondary. It's not good stuff. And we haven't even talked about the thyroid yet. Fluoride is a halogen. The body will try to use halogens where it can if there's no iodine present. We talked about bromine, but fluoride could be involved too. Fluoride is known to be anti-thyroid. Remember, the thyroid is our jumping off point to our triangle of disease. So fluoride is going to affect the thyroid. It's going to affect everything. You guys getting the idea that this is not good stuff? Use vitamin C to deactivate fluoride. It's your best fluoride protection from a nutritional supplement standpoint. Vitamin C is the best way to protect yourself from fluoride. There's other strategies you can use too, which we'll be talking about in the coming days. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this. Four 236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on the archive pages at benfuchsarchives.com and brightsideben.com. Our number today, as always, 844-236-6010. We do have lines open for you. We'll get to your calls here momentarily at 844-236-6010. Please check out our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com, our Truth Retinol 5% Gel, Truth Transdermal C Serum, Truth Transdermal C Balm, and Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream, all made with lots of vitamin C. We've got free shipping for the month of December. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, silicone, oil, water, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Treatment products. They're all up at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. From the journal Nature Communications, anti-stress compound reduces obesity and diabetes. For the first time, scientists from the Max Planck Institute of Psychiatry have proven that a stress protein that's found in muscle has a diabetes-promoting effect. The stress protein is called FKBP51, is involved in the regulation of the stress system. When this system doesn't function properly, mental disorders develop, and ultimately metabolic processes in the body change that cause us to crave sugar, to utilize sugar differently, to go through the high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster with more facility. Stress leads to diabetes. When we say stress, what we mean is excess stress. I don't like the word stress. That's just a misunderstood word. It's really the strain that's the problem, not the stress. Stress is just part of living. There's all kinds of stresses. Strain is how the body responds to that stress. That's where the problem is. We want to learn to reframe stress positively. Stress is inevitable in our lives. You're not going to get away from stress. Stress is just part of living in a physical universe. Everything breaks down, and the life force has to confront that entropy, that breakdown. And that's just the nature of being alive. The problem isn't the stress. It's how we respond to the stress. Most of us will respond to the stress as our biochemistry tells us, by eating sugar, by eating in general, or by freaking out mentally. Those are all biochemical reactions to stress. What we want to learn to do is have conscious reactions to stress, to consciously work with stress so that we figure out how to use that stress. There's a lot of energy in stress. That stress can be used to grow. That's how exercise works. The way to deal with stress is to have small bursts of stress. Small bursts of stress are great for the body. Long, chronic, drip, drip, drip stress that's low level, that is not great for the body. The quick bursts of stress, like you get in a quick workout at the gym, those are great for the body. Body loves that. Quick bursts of stress followed by long, luscious rest. The problem isn't the stress, it's the stress that never ends. We have a culture where we have stress that never ends. And on top of that, we've got the solutions to the stress that never ends everywhere. The fake solutions, the faux solutions. Food, sugar, drugs, alcohol. There's plenty of the faux solutions around, but nobody's got real solutions for the stress, and that is learning how to leverage it, learning how to utilize it. Anti-stress, this came out yesterday. Anti-stress compound reduces obesity and diabetes. Relax. If you're trying to lose weight, by the way, and you can't, or if you try to lose weight and then some of it comes off, but then you plateau, you can't lose any more, guaranteed cortisol is hiding behind your body fat. In other words, the stress hormone cortisol will make it difficult for you to lose weight. You may lose some quick weight when you get on a supplement program, or if you get on an exercise program. You may lose some quick weight, and depending on how much you need to lose. And the more weight you need to lose, the faster it tends to come off. But most people will plateau if they don't completely change the way they live. And the first thing to do if you plateau is look for excess amounts of cortisol, stress hormone. Elevated cortisol can be caused by mental and psychological issues. Emotional issues can spike cortisol, stress hormone. But also, sugar can do it. Food toxicity can do it. Lack of oxygen can do it. Lack of breathing can do it. Clogged blood can do it. So there's physical reasons as well. Pregnenolone, Pregnenolone, is one of the all-time great non-nutritional supplements that you can take for helping stabilize cortisol. Now, if you're still eating a lot of sugar or freaking out over emotionally or mentally over things, your cortisol will still stay relatively, high. It's not going to completely drop it, but pregnenolone is anti-cortisol. So is progesterone. So is DHEA. So is vitamin A. There's lots of things you could do to stabilize your cholesterol from a nutritional supplement standpoint, but you can also keep your cholesterol down by exercising, and not too much exercise because that'll spike your cortisol, but by quick bursts of exercise, by SDR breathing, slow, deep, rhythmic breathing, SDR breathing, eliminating problem foods, intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet, staying off sugar. They're all wonderful strategies for lowering cortisol if you're dealing with weight issues that seem to be intractable no matter what you do. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Florida, and we do have lines open for you. Let's go to Florida and say good morning to Richard. Hey, Florida. Hey, Richard. Richard in Florida.
Hey, good morning, Pharmacist Ben. I'm a 62-year-old male. I've been dealing with high blood pressure for the last 25 years, on and off. For a few years, I've been stage 3 kidney disease, and just this past week, I just entered stage 4.
Well, that's not good. You're heading in the wrong direction, Richard. But we can help you. Are you? Go ahead.
And my depression, too, is making me think there's no going back. And the medical model is telling me the same thing. It's like dialysis is waiting for you.
Listen, don't pay attention to the medical model. It's not because they're bad people. It's because they're hypnotized. They're entranced. And if they heard me speaking, if they heard this radio show, they would think I was an idiot, everything I'm talking about, because it flies in the face of the medical model. Yet we know that the medical model doesn't work. We know it's a failure when it comes to your health challenges like yours. So presumably you've been going to a doctor for the last 20 years or 30 years, right?
Yes.
So have you gotten better from going to the doctor? No, you've gotten worse.
Right.
So what does that tell you? What if you went to a mechanic and every time you went to get your car worked on, it got worse? Well, you'd find a different
And I'm on 3 blood pressure medications, including lisinopril, which I heard recently is poisoning the kidneys.
The kidneys, exactly. That's the brain deadness, the utter idiocy. I mean, I'm laughing because I'm not crying of the model. And you know what, Richard? You're the poor guy that gets stuck. You're the guy. And not just you, but your family and your friends and my family and my friends. And the average person is the guy that gets screwed. It is so mean. It's so unfair. So here's the deal. It's simple, okay? The kidneys filter the blood. They regulate the blood pressure. Obviously, if you've had blood pressure issues for a long time and circulatory issues for a long time, your kidney's going to be messed up. So what's causing this issue? The kidneys filter the blood. When you have a kidney problem, you've got a blood problem. You've got a hemodynamic issue and a hemotoxicity issue. The blood's not moving correctly because the blood is toxic. So you got to clean the blood, and it's not difficult to do. And I'm going to tell you, I'll just give you some action steps here when we come back from our break. Okay, Richard?
Thank you.
All right. Hang on. Don't go away. Okay, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll take a quick commercial break. We do have lines open at 844-236-6010. You're listening to The Bright Side, and we'll finish up with Richard and get more of your phone calls right after this. On the Bright Side, Pharmacist Ben here talking to Richard in Florida. Got lines open, 844-236-6010. You there, Richard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did they tell you how much kidney function you have left?
No.
Okay, you're just going to stage 4.
The GFR is 25.
Okay, so here's the deal. The kidneys are very redundant. So you can have kidney function. You don't need dialysis till you're like at 85% non-functional kidneys. So you can still, with 15 to 20%, you can still be okay. So that's what you got. 2 kidneys. There's lots of redundancy in there. I mean, it takes a lot for you to have to deal with that to be on dialysis. So that's the good news. That's the good news. The bad news is you're heading in the wrong direction. You said you're 62 or 65?
62.
And what meds are you on aside from the lisinopril?
I'm on clonidine.
Okay.
I'm actually on that twice a day.
Okay, and that's a kick butt drug. You got to feel like crap all day.
Well, it does knock me out. And,
yeah.
Metoprolol.
Okay, that's another kick. They're drugging you, man. You've got to be walking around like drugged. So here's the problem. Those are 2. The lisinopril is probably the easiest of the bunch, but you can't. Once you start taking multiple drugs, there's no way to figure out what the heck's going on. Clean the blood. First thing you got to do is you got to stop eating for a few days. Okay, you got to have long-standing digestive issues. You're probably constipated. I mean, your digestive system's got to be a wreck at this point. Okay, so you got to stop eating for 2 or 3 days. Maybe do a Suero V cleanse if you don't want to stop eating totally. Suero V cleanse is half a bottle of Suero V every hour for 2 or 3 days. When you start eating again, pay very close attention to problem foods, and then those need to be eliminated. Eat one type of food. You're gonna need data. It's gonna take a month or so for you to, maybe less, to gather some data, 3 to 4 weeks kind of thing, to gather data. You know what I mean by gather data? Information about how your body's responding to things you're doing all the time. Yeah. So you're going to gather data by doing a food diary and then the elimination diet. That's number one. Number two, you have zero tolerance for anything that spikes your blood sugar. You've got to be a diabetic, or whether you've been diagnosed or not, or you're dysglycemic, I'll say, messed up blood sugar.
Right.
Okay, so you got to get that under control. And the less you eat, the better off you're going to be in that regard. Calorie restriction will help. But when you choose to eat foods, choose fiber and vegetables. Okay. You want to have a big old veggie juice every day, maybe twice a day. That'll fill you up. It'll get you fiber to keep your bowels going and help repopulate the gut, repopulate the microbiome, the gut bacteria. You also want to be on a good probiotic supplement like the Nightly Essence. Take any nutrients that help your body process sugar will also be helpful. The Sweeties, Ultimate Selenium, Ultimate Niacin, all the B complex, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, anything that helps you stabilize your blood sugar. Thirdly, relax the body as much as you can to open up the blood vessels, to keep the blood vessels moving. Also getting on a rebounder to keep the blood moving, not the blood vessels, but the blood moving. To getting on a rebounder to keep the blood moving. Oxygenation to keep the blood moving. Anything you could do to keep your circulation going is going to be in your interest. The kidneys are filtering the blood. You want to push things through as effectively as you can. Water can also help you, by the way. And if you can do a little bit of salt, despite what your doctor tells you, you probably crave salt, actually. So you want to address those salt cravings with salt water, a Celtic salt or Himalayan sea salt in water, and drink it down slowly. And don't drink it down, but sip on it slowly. And then when you don't want any more, stop eating it. So what you're doing here, the theory here, the concept here is you're going to be cleaning the blood. That's your goal. Your blood is toxic. It's sludgy. It's thick, secondary to all kinds of stuff, but that's water under the bridge. For now, digestive health, the blood sugar system, calm the body down, do a little bit of movement, rebound or exercise, even hanging upside down on an inversion device might help you, and get on all the supplements we just talked about. Last supplement you might want to try is the Fuchs Z, which is like a blood tonic and can help thin the blood.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Good to talk to you. Good luck.
Thank you for giving me hope.
Oh, you definitely have hope. You could turn this thing around in less than 2 months. You could turn this thing around in less than 2 months. In 6 months, be a new man. You're a young guy. God bless you. Thanks, Richard. Okay, let's move on to Ron in Minnesota. Good morning, Ron. Welcome to the bright side.
Good morning. Yeah, you answered a lot of questions on a previous call, but yeah, I have a friend that has pancreatic cancer.
Oh no!
And he kind of goes up and down with his numbers. And now,
how long has he had it? How long?
Oh, it's over 2 years now.
Okay, yeah. All right. You know, I mean, we're all living under the sword of Damocles. We never know when that day is coming, but you can live for more years than they tell you with pancreatic cancer. I mean, it's one of the deadliest cancers, but you just got to do everything we talk about, you know? And for a guy who, if you do have pancreatic cancer, the pancreas is a really incredible organ. I call it Mr. Cellophane because it's like the one that it's transparent. Nobody sees it or appreciates it, but it is an amazing structure. There's a reason why pancreatic cancer is the most deadly of the cancers. It's because the pancreas is an enzyme warehouse factory. It's the major source of enzymes in the body. So the less work you give that pancreas to do if you have pancreatic cancer or really any health issue, the better off you're going to be. This is why fasting and the ketogenic diet can be helpful. Fasting and calorie restriction can be helpful. Definitely laying off the sugar, maybe the ketogenic diet, although the pancreas does provide fat enzymes as well as sugar enzymes. But calorie restriction and fasting can definitely be very helpful. And then all the other good stuff that we always talk about, probiotics, nutritional supplements. You might want to Google or read up on Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez, who did a lot of work with pancreatic enzymes, actually, for treating pancreatic cancer and other cancers. So Dr. Nick Gonzalez died, I think, last year sometime, but he was well known for helping address some really very bad cases of cancer and address them effectively. I talked to one of his assistants a couple of months ago at The Truth About Cancer. So he's still doing his work, or his organization is still doing his work, even though he passed away. Dr. Nick Gonzalez. All right, Ron, I want to get one more call in, buddy. Okay,
thank you.
Take care. Thank you. Let's go to Mike in Texas. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Ben. Thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
I have a relative with liver cyst in the liver.
Okay, that's a stressed out liver. Not surprisingly, considering the world we live in, the liver does all kinds of stuff, especially detoxifies things, especially detoxifies food, stores sugar, stores fat, stores amino acids, helps us process hormones. It just does all kinds of work. If you're on prescription drugs or drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes, that's especially burdensome on the liver. So pretty much fluoride can mess up your liver. There's all kinds of things that we do in our culture that destroy the liver. So cysts just mean a messed up liver. First things first, the liver and the intestines talk to each other. There's crosstalk between the intestine and the liver. So keeping the intestines working the way they should, with fiber, with probiotics, food diary, elimination diet, basically digestive health strategies. Get on the nightly essence. Make sure that he's using fiber every day, apple cider vinegar with his meals, eliminating problem foods, all the stuff we talk about here. Because the liver's processing sugar, making sure you work on your sugar, on the blood sugar. Anything you can do that will support blood sugar metabolism will help the liver. Nutrients that help the body process sugar also help the liver. Zinc in particular comes to mind. Chromium, selenium, vitamin A. Vitamin A is very important for helping the body process sugar, and it's also one of the liver's most important nutrients. Cysts can also involve the hormone estrogen, whether they're in the liver or the breasts or the uterus or anywhere else, ovaries. So you got to, and men make estrogen too, by the way. It's not just a female hormone. And estrogen is processed by, in addition to the liver, it's also processed via bile and also the intestines. So working on the intestine will help, but using bile salts may be in his interest to help the body build bile. The ultimate enzymes are a good source of bile. And you can get straight bile salts as well. Bile, by the way, is made from cholesterol. It's actually a type of cholesterol. So if you are on a cholesterol-lowering drug, that's not good for your bile system. That's not good for detoxification. So lay off of that. Is your friend on any medication, I should ask you, Mike?
No. This is just stop eating cheese, though.
Well, that's definitely, cheese is really not a great food. There's ways you can fix cheese, like Jordan Rubin's got some good cheese products with the probiotics in it, but just as a general food, I'm not a fan of cheese, although I have to admit I do like a little cheese every now and again, but it isn't a great food, and especially if you have some kind of health challenge.
Trying to do more organic everything. So.
It's just the gumminess of it. It's not the organic. That's a factor also for sure, but the gumminess of it, the stickiness of it tends to gum up the intestine, and it is very reactive. A lot of people have immune problems associated with cheese. All right, Mike, thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. Hope we helped you out. That's all the time we have for today. On the bright side, we'll continue talking fluoride and what you can do about it, talk a little bit about water. There's all kinds of stuff in the water, and that's another huge health issue. And another huge reason why you want to be on a nutritional supplement program to detoxify your body from toxic water. You can find all the longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. You can find my Truth Treatment products, free shipping for the month of December at truthtreatments.com. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.